Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Let's talk about BioTrainers. And we had a question that came in from our YouTube channel. And by the way, we do check those messages almost every day and reply. If you are spamming us, we will delete it. If you are unpleasant, we will delete it. But if it's like an actual orthodontic question, we'll answer it. And if it's a really good question, I'll make a video about it. So this person asked, is there a possibility that a child can start to have TMJ or TMD issues after wearing this appliance? The jaw is brought slightly forward, aligning both the bottom teeth directly under the top. So I was curious. Okay, so they were specifically asking about a class 2 BioTrainer, a specific brand. I'm not going to say which brand it was. This is not a photo of the brand they were talking about, but I also don't want to get sued. So I just got a generic stock photo of a BioTrainer. What is a BioTrainer? Go into my YouTube channel, put in the keyword BioTrainer. I might have made it 2 words. It might have a hyphen and it might be 1 word. I don't really know how to spell it. I've seen it all different ways. So make sure you watch the BioTrainer videos first so you understand what they do, what the options are. Keep in mind that 1 or more of the BioTrainer companies out there did try to sue me. So I have to be very careful what I say about certain brands. So I'm just going to make a very generic video about BioTrainers. I do like them. I do use them. I think they're fabulous for early intervention where there may or may not be myo issues, tongue position issues. Of course, you should work with an OMT if you're going to be using these. Or if you definitively want to get outcome. If you're just willing to try it and the parents aren't, locking you into something, then whatever. I mean, no harm done, right? They're basically harmless. So there are different brands, and some brands like maybe have posterior pads to help with, with an open bite. Some brands might have you definitely want one that has like a myofunctional tab to help the tongue, to remind it not to go forward, to remind it to go up, to improve lip seal, to improve facial musculature. There's a lot of different modifications and customizations that different brands have for certain types of bites. There's ones that help to improve class 2 that might slide the lower jaw forward. That's what this doctor's talking about. There's ones that might help with class 3 that maybe have a cutout here, or you can modify them to allow the top teeth to flare or to allow the bottom teeth to flare. The nice part about the class 2 ones is that it's going to work almost like Invisalign with MA, and that it's going to reposition the lower teeth. However, there's been enough research done on Invisalign with MA that shows that it really has to be worn 22 to 23 hours a day in order to get a real big jump. But you got to keep in mind, Invisalign with MA corrects 6, 7, 8, 9 millimeter overjet. If you just have 2 millimeters and a little bitty kid in primary dentition, it probably should be fine with one of these. But of course, ultimately, it really depends on how much the patient is wearing it. The more you wear it, the more likely you're actually going to get a permanent change. There is some research that says that you might be able to get a millimeter or 2 with just evening and a few hours of daytime active wear. That is where you put it in your mouth and chew around on it. But again, for every good piece of research, there's one that is not favorable. So, but like I said, it can't do any harm. So as long as you are not making promises with these, or if you make promises, then you say, we'll try this first. When more teeth come in, we can try it, Invisalign with MA or something else if we don't get the outcome we want. Ultimately, it really depends on what you're charging. So, because these BioTrainers can cost as low as $40, $50 US to $1,000 US, depending on what you're committed to, whether you're paying for a treatment plan or other things, or you're just paying for the appliance. So, keep that in mind. And some of these companies will require you to take an in-person class or a very expensive $3,000 to $5,000 to $3,000 to $10,000 class online, which may or may not come with a couple cases as well. So just, make sure you know what you're paying for. But basically the question was, is there going to be TMJ, TMD issues? That's really up to this doctor to research it. I don't find most of the research to be that great that's out there. And I don't know that there is a research paper about this specifically. I would put in the keywords TMD or TMJ. I mean, TMD is the official dental term. TMJ is the joint. TMD is the disorder. TMG, TMJ, or you could put joint, comma scholar, comma class 2, comma BioTrainer. I mean, you could put in keywords. The problem with the keywords for the proper nouns is that a lot of those research articles are actually sponsored by the companies that promote it, which is always, so I really prefer legitimate papers like Angle, like JADA, like AJODO. These are I'm going to call them very scholarly papers. There is no junk research or sponsored research that goes in these. These are done at legitimate institutions, stuff like that. They cannot be sponsored or funded by a company. And that's where a lot of you guys get confused about your literature. So it's very easy to sponsor literature. And another great thing you can do is can I read literature? Yes. Do I like reading it? No. I mean, they're complicated to read, and they're not really that fun unless I'm really interested in something. But you can follow, there's this really great British or UK based orthodontist named Kevin O'Brien. I've been following him for like a decade. He does an amazing job of taking good and bad literature, but mostly good literature, and digesting it into like facts. This says this doesn't say this is good literature, this is not, this product works, this doesn't. So you should definitely check out his blog, Kevin O'Brien. He's all over LinkedIn, but he has a separate website as well, and it's free. He puts the stuff out there. He takes donations, which I think is really cool. I have donated to him before, and I'm quite sure he has some content, maybe not on the TMJ, TMD thing, but on the other stuff. So do your research, but just keep in mind that if you had a giant overjet, say, like I was talking about the 6, 7, 8, 9 millimeter overjet, if you put one of these class 2 BioTrainers in, I think what they're talking about is it's going to position the lower jaw very far forward, like way more out of it. It's going to basically be out of its joint in order to be able to fit it in the class 2 BioTrainer. So that's going to be different, say, from Invisalign with MA, because Invisalign with MA does 2 millimeter increments. So every 10 or so aligners, you get 2 millimeters more forward or so. And you can see that when you submit the case, there's options. You cannot do that with Invisalign with MA, but there's a reason why Invisalign or Align Technology does it in 2 millimeter increments. So definitely, I think if you want to understand this, you should understand all the research that Align Technology did, because if it was safe to do it that far forward at 22 to 24 hours a day, they would be saving on aligners and they would be doing it. So instead of doing the 2 millimeters, which is going to take a lot longer and take more plastic and take more time and take more aligners and take more resources from a public company. So in my opinion, there's a reason why they're doing the 2 millimeter increments. This one, most people aren't wearing it full time, so maybe it's okay, but sounds kind of uncomfortable to me. But that's just my opinion. Actually, I have worn them before. So, but I'm not class 2, so I'm not sure. Anyways, just wanted to share that. Again, I'm not slandering any company. Don't be suing me for libel, any of these companies. I didn't name any company here. I'm just saying, based on the research and based on my experience, that is my clinical opinion. But I'm just basing it on Align Technology's research, which is very thorough. And because it's a public company, they have to do correct research. All right, thanks so much.